For years, I thought simplifying my life meant doing more things right. I was focused on fixing, optimizing, and improving everything around me. But what actually changed everything wasn't what I added, it was what I stopped doing. Most of the stress, noise, and pressure in my life didn't come from big mistakes. It came from very normal habits that everyone around me also had. So today, I'm not sharing advice. I'm just sharing 10 normal things I quit. Not because they were wrong, but because they quietly made life and money heavier than they needed to be. This isn't a manual, it's more like a menu. Take what resonates and ignore the rest. Number 1, checking my phone first thing in the morning. For a long time, my phone was the first thing I touched every morning. Before I even sat up in bed, I was already scrolling. Messages from work, notification, news headlines, sometimes nothing urgent at all, yet my body reacted like there was. The moment you check your phone, your brain switches into reaction mode, cortisol rises and dopamine spikes briefly. Your nervous system becomes alert before the day has even started. Even on calm days, I felt rushed. My thoughts were scattered before I had even washed my face or had water. That early stress response followed me into my work, in my decisions, how I treated money. When your day starts in a reaction mode, you rush, you choose convenience, and you justify small rewards. I didn't see it as a money habit at first, but it was shaping how I spent quietly and consistently. Now my phone stays away in the morning. I get up, wash my face, get dressed, and set outside. Nothing urgent has ever been waiting for me on my phone that early, but calm has. Number 2, checking the news every day. There was a time when I checked the news daily, sometimes multiple times a day. It felt responsible, like staying informed was an adult thing to do. But constant exposure to negative news keeps the brain in a low-level threat state. The amygdala stays activated. Your body reacts as if danger is near even when it isn't. So even when nothing in my life was wrong, I felt uneasy, alert, and on edge. That background anxiety changed how I behave. When people feel uncertain, they seek comfort, distraction, food, and spending. Not because they are careless, but because their brain wants relief from tension. At some point, I stopped checking the news every day. Not because I stopped caring, but because my mental health mattered more. The important things still reached me anyway. What disappeared was the constant urgency. And with that, a lot of unconscious stress. Spending faded too. If this resonated so far, feel free to subscribe. I share reflections like this regularly, not as advice, but as things that genuinely change how my life feels. Number 3, always trying to be productive. I used to feel unproductive doing nothing. If I wasn't productive, I felt guilty. Psychologically, that keeps the brain in a constant performing state. You're always on. Over time, that leads to mental exhaustion. Not the kind you fix with sleep, but the kind that drains motivation. Chronic productivity pressure is closely linked to burnout and long-term depressive feelings. You're always chasing the next text, but never feeling done. And when satisfaction is missing, people compensate. Convenience spending, small rewards. Once I allowed space again, something changed. My spending slowed down naturally. Rest turned out to be cheaper than constant reward seeking. Number 4, holding on to things just in case. I used to keep things for a future version of myself. Clothes that might fit again. Items I might need one day. At first it felt practical, responsible even. But over time I noticed something subtle. Those items weren't neutral. Every drawer I opened reminded me of decisions I haven't made yet. Every unused object carried a silent someday. Psychologically, the brain interprets clutter as unfinished businesses. And even if you're not consciously thinking about it, your nervous system registers it. That creates low-grade stress, the kind that hums quietly in the background. Clutter isn't just stored money, it's stored mental noise. And once I started letting go, my space felt calmer. And when my environment calmed down, so did my spending. I stopped buying things to compensate for tension I didn't even realize I was carrying. Number 5, keeping up with trends. There was a time where trends felt like progress. New clothes, new gadgets, small upgrades. But trends are designed to expire, and that's how they survive. Psychologically, they work on anticipation and comparison. You imagine a better version version of yourself, you buy and then your brain adapts. What felt exciting becomes normal very quickly, and this satisfaction quietly returns. That loop never ends. Once I saw that clearly, I stepped out of it, not of discipline, but out of understanding. Chasing trends didn't make me happier, it just drained attention and money. Number 6, using my phone as a hobby. My phone used to fill every empty moment, waiting, sitting, short pauses. It never felt like much, just a few minutes. But psychologically, scrolling fragments attention. Each swipe gives a small dopamine hit followed by a drop. Over time, the brain learns to crave stimulation without satisfaction. You're busy but restless. That restlessness spills into real life. Silence feels uncomfortable and boredom feels like a problem that needs fixing. And that's where spending sneaks in. Once I stopped using my phone as a hobby, it felt uncomfortable at first. There was more silence, but slowly my attention returned. Moments felt fuller again, and the urge to constantly consume faded. Number 7, complaining about things I can't change. Complaining felt harmless, like venting. But the brain doesn't know the difference between venting and training. What you repeat, you reinforce. Complaining strengthens neural pathways linked to frustration. Over time, it becomes the default lens. That lens makes life feel heavier than it actually is. And when life feels heavy, motivation drops. When I stopped complaining about things outside of my control, my energy shifted, not because problems disappeared, but because I stopped feeding them. That shift changed how capable I felt, and capability changes behavior. Number 8, looking busy. Being busy looks productive, but often it's avoidance. Small tasks give a quick dopamine hits, emails, messages, administration. They fill time with requiring direction. When I feel my days like that, I avoid deeper questions about health, priorities, and where I actually should go. And once I structured my days intentionally, space appeared and it felt at first uncomfortable, but that space is where clarity lives. Number 9, staying up late. For a long time, staying up felt normal. Sometimes it felt like the only quiet time I had. But sleep deprivation affects the brain deeply. Impulse control weakens and stress hormone rises. When you're tired, emotional decision increases, cravings increases, and discipline decreases. Late nights led to fatigue, and fatigue led to convenience, and convenience led to spending. Protecting my sleep stabilized my mood, clear thinking followed. Number 10, spending my entire income every month because I deserve it. For a long time, spending felt justified. Effort equaled reward. But tying spending to self-worth is dangerous. It turns money into emotional regulation. Short-term rewards feel good, but they fade away quickly. Long-term rewards work differently. Progress, building, and security. Once I shifted from spending to building, fulfillment changed. Saving, investing, and planning. I still enjoy my life, but my rewards no longer sabotage my future. I'm not saying you should quit all of these. I'm just sharing what simplified my life. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you like to know what frugal habits helped me to simplify my life, watch this video.